babies. What's up, my darling MVPs, and how you all doing? Welcome back to Sail with Mimi Shostly Mimi, where you get a gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hearts. Of course, you know there is no sleeping in a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you here to subscribe to this channel, or are you still sitting on a fat, long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pots? Like, how do you want to get the gist? I see the hearts. So, guys, the moment we all have been waiting for this week, to wrap it all up, to sum it all up with all the wager challenges that the housemate has been facing through this week, by facing their fears, it has finally come to an end as they finally present their wager task. Guys, oh my word, like, oh no. No. I hope South African producers are watching this housemate. Like, I really hope South African producers are really putting their eyes on this housemate. They should please give this housemate a chance, because what they deserve, Biggie kids deserve, guys. Anyways, guys, the housemates had their wager today. They present their wager today. They got to the arena, and then Biggie was like, okay, when they got to the arena, before they even got to the arena, when Biggie said housemate move to the arena immediately, they gathered together, they gathered round, held their hands together, they prayed before they went inside. So when they got inside, Biggie asked the head of house as usual, head of house, you guys wagered 100%, for this wager presentation. So is it true or false? And the head of house, in the name of Mpumi, told Biggie that yes, Biggie, we did wager 100%. And Biggie said, okay, right. Oh yeah, immediately as the buzzer sounded, is light, camera, action. Biggie thought the kids were not ready. Come on, guys. But before I start talking about, what happened, during the drama and everything, I am going to give a special shout out to Papa Ghost. This guy is just too good. See, you can call him the villain of the season, you can call him various names, but there is one thing you can never take out from Papa Ghost. Baby boy is valid 100%. Like, when it comes to tax, his initiative is always on point, So he took out his time to carry this out. All the times he has carried out tasks with his full chest, they have always been winning. So first off, I personally would give a big shout out to Papa Ghost. All right, guys, let's see what the housemates had for us. So it was a story that entails, in fact, it involves around the two main character, which is the two detective Jackson and Detective Shoes. Mark Jr. played the role of Detective Jackson, while Makehkeh played the role of Detective Shoes. Detective Jackson is a serious detective, a mean detective, a no-nonsense detective, while on the other hand, Makehkeh is the opposite of Detective Jackson. Detective Shu is a kind of nonchalant detective, always crazy, chewing things. In fact, from the beginning of the play to the end, Detective Shoes were chewing something, except when he was in danger. So, guys, I remember vividly when Mark Jr. was telling Big Brother that he is finding it difficult to carry out his role, on this play or whatever. But this guy killed his role. Like, this dude smashed, like he ate and left no crumbs, guys. So these two detectives, this show is, in fact, it just revolves around them. So if they were in search of the curse, because the kids have been missing in the village or whatever, so these two detectives were in charge to make search on what happened to the missing kids. In fact, it started off with a mother in the name of Mpumi. Her name is Mercy on this play, so she had to go report to the detective, to Detective Jackson, to cry to him about her missing child. So when she went to the detective Jackson refused to give her attention because the time to attend to clients has closed, so he was like, come back later and everything. But due to the mother is in pain and needed help, so she was persistent. She forcefully find her way to Detective Jackson office, made her, dropped her complaints, of whatever she's going through, that her child is missing, blah 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 blah. So while she was saying her child was missing, she now mentioned the name of where she was coming from. That got the attention of Jackson. Immediately he called his second, which is Detective Shoes, into action. And guys, before I even continue, I also give a shout out to Mpumi. Oh my word, this one is a born actress. Mpumi, she literally did cry, guys. She cried. Oh my god. Oh my god. I told you guys, this girl, and she's just too good when she's doing her thinking. Like, she's so good. Anyways, I just want to tell you guys the story in short, right? Just in summary. And then after Mercy, who lost her child, whose child is missing, laid her report, and then the two detectives, they swung into action to make search of where the child went to. So some of them tried making various moves in order to make sure that Mercy gets her child back. So they went to the mayor to just see if they can get one or two information from the mayor. The mayor is a rich man, and was like, he acted nonchalant at first. They forcefully asked him, he spoke. They went to a haunted house, where they found parents who died in the quest of looking for their other kids, meaning that other children has also been missing. The people that acted that role was Sinaye, Lerato, Jarid, Liema, they acted, and Z, yes. So they were parents who went in search of their kids, in the quest of bringing their missing kids back. Remember, it was Mercy, that is Mpumi, who laid complaint, not knowing that this has been happening for so long in the city, the village. So when these parents went in search of their child, something like Squid Game happened, where they had to press play. Before you know it, they start killing each other. The only person who escaped among the parents was Liema. So when they got there, they later find Liema, to make inquiries from her about what happened. They could not really get. Liema directed them to the witch. So first off, they went to two witches. They have two witches there, and then the serpent, snake. The snake is Lerato. The two witches we have, first off, the first one was Old Granny Egogo, which is what's her name? Else. Another person is Else, that girl. Yo, the way she acted her granny role, guys. Oh my word. I did not even see that one coming. Like, I did not see, her voice was shaky. You know how granny's voice are, right? Else's voice was not different from that. So yeah, they went to the granny. It was the granny who told them the river they should go to, and that when they get to that river, they should not mention any name. So they tried going, and then they mentioned the name, a snake, which is Lerato, came out and make a sound. They ran. So the long and short of the story is that in the quest of trying to look for the missing kids, in all of this happening, the most seriousness of Detective Jackson, can you guys believe that Detective Jackson was even the person who is, in fact, Detective Jackson owned the snake, that is Lerato. Because after they run along in search of everything with all the dreadful things they saw, they retired back to Mercy's house without finding Mercy's son, that is Mpumi's sons. When they got there, later on, Detective Jackson, they got back to Mpumi's house tired. Detective Jackson now went back to the snake, that is Lerato, to start looking for the child. And which Shoes stood up to want to walk along the street, get to discover that Jackson was having conversation with the snake. That was how he was like, Jackson, it has been you all along. I trusted you as my colleague. I followed your lead and everything. And you had to do this to me. So you have been the one all along. So on Makehkeh, noticing that Makehkeh got trapped, that is Detective Shoes, got trapped by Lerato, that's the snake. To what was his name? Jackson, that is Mark Jr., thinking his colleague Shoes is gone. He went back to Mercy, which is Mpumi, to tell Mercy that Detective Shoes is gone, blah 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 blah. On getting there, he tends to see that Mpumi's son is back. Guys, this is how Else acted the granny. Oh my word. Like, she overacted this role. Like, I don't know the words that we use for Else. Even she acted two roles, the role of the granny, and also she's Yolanda, the witch daughter. She acted the two roles perfectly. So, anyways, as I was saying, while Detective Jackson went back to Mercy's house to go lie that Detective Shoes is gone, he drowned, blah 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 blah. He now tend to see that Mercy's child has returned. Yeah, that young puppy acted that role. On getting there, he was like, oh no, I need to help you, Mercy. That child do not need to be with you. I need to take this child along with me. You know, Mercy trusting him as a detective now handed young Papi to Mark Jr., that is Detective Jackson, not knowing that he is the real person they should be running away from. So immediately, Detective Jackson was able to, convince the mom, that is Mercy Mpumi, to take the child and protect him, that he is not safe in their village, that he just needs to take care of the child until everything is settled down, that the village is not safe. Mpumi was like, okay, since she want the best for the child, Mpumi gave out the son to Detective Jackson. Before you know it, Detective Shoes was rescued by Yolanda and the daughter, that is the other witch. I think Yolanda would call her a good witch in this one, while Lerato is not a good one. So, and then that was how Yolanda rescued Detective Shoes and then told Detective Shoes that Detective Shoes would pay her in kind, that is, marry her. So Detective Shoes was like, okay, let me handle something first, I will come back for you. He ran back to Mercy's house, that is Mpumi's house. On getting there, Mpumi was like, Detective Jackson went with my child, and that was when Makehkeh told Mpumi that the real threat or the real villain of that we've been talking about, the person we've been searching for, has been Detective Jackson all along. He is the owner of the snake that takes these children away. That was how Mercy realized that the fate of having her child back has slipped off from her hand yet again. Just knowing that after having her child back, she still loses the child again. She ended up crying so hard after Detective Shoes told her everything that transpired. Anyways, that is just the long and short of the story. That's the detective who is meant to protect is the one taking. Is the one destroying. And yes, you needed to see how serious my junior was. Oh my, I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very sure if you watched it, you would enjoy it too. Anyways, after they finished, they waited for their verdict. Biggie asked the head of house what they have learned this week of facing your fears. The head of house spilled. Makehkeh added up too. That there are few in the house right now, and roles are quite challenging, that they really try their best. So after everything, it was time for Biggie to give his verdict, and he was like, housemates, you guys have not won your wager. You needed to see the pain in the face of the housemate, because when you do a tax and in your mind you know that, oh, we won, there is no need, we killed it, we won, and then you're being told you have lost your wager. I needed to see how confused they look. Even I myself, I was confused. And Biggie said, you have not won your wager, you aced it. Like, guys, you aced it. They jumped in jubilation. Afterwards, Biggie called them on stage, and told them and gave special recognition to the writer in the name of Papa Ghost, special recognition, and also to Mark Jr. and Makehkeh, that is Detective Jackson and then Detective Shoes. Special recognition were given to these three persons, and all of the housemates. So that was how they jumped in joy and happiness, you get? And then they got to the house so happy, but there was something Mark Jr. did I do not like. In the spirit of jubilation, while the housemates were happy, they were like telling Mark Jr., oh, you did well. They were hyping themselves, in their various role. And then this guy, what's his name? Papa Ghost was trying to shake them. Before my junior noticed Papa Ghost was coming, he left the scenario. That was really not cool. At least they should at least enjoy the spirit of working together, the togetherness at least for this minute. Baby boy walked out, he's not in for sengemenge. So anyways, that was how everything happened. Even Mark Jr., I said Mark Jr., Papa Ghost also told Yolanda that she did well. Yolanda was discussing with Makehkeh in the room and was like, no, that in as much as Papa Ghost is a motherfucker, but baby boy is good with what he does. There is nobody that will not accept that Papa Ghost is, when it comes to tax, he would kill the thing. So guys, that was how the wager tax happened. So did you watch the wager tax? Who did well for you? Who, like the top characters, who did you enjoy more? Let me know what you think in the comment section, right? All the housemates, they killed their role, but the people that really, I felt very well. You see Mark Jr., he acted the detective role very well. Else shocks me by acting that granny role very well. Then you see Mpumi, please leave acting for her. These are my top three if I'm going to mention just three. You also let me know your top three, okay? I'll be watching out in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys, for always sailing with me. Let's go and see how tonight's pool party would be. Bye for now, babies.